Good day. Dan Davis from ADK Wealth Advisory Group. We are definitely in strange times. I've had client conversations where someone made the comment that they felt like we were in the Armageddon. Don't really know about that, but feels like we're in the twilight zone in many respects. So in regards to what's happened, let's look back and then look forward. Clearly, the COVID-19 pandemic created so much disruption. Two main areas that I monitor, the S&P 500, for example, lost 34% in a matter of about 4 weeks. Unprecedented. You can also take a look at what devastating effect it's had on the global economy. If you look just purely at U.S. unemployment, we've had record-setting numbers. There are some things inside of both of those that show some signs of recovery, but the reality of it is that no one really knows right now. While we're not in uncharted territory, because if you study pandemics and plagues and whatnot, you see every couple of 100 years something like this has come in. And when I take a look at Goldman Sachs, they've done some research that I alluded to in our last video. They went back to the 1820s and went all the way up to modern day. And in essence, what they were looking at is event-driven bear markets. How long did it take from peak to trough to peak on average? Call it 15 months, which I think all of us, if that occurs where we're back, say, May of 2021, all of us would be pretty pleased with that. The real short-term concerns that I have is that if we have another outbreak, and I'm not just talking about increased in new cases, because with the amount of additional testing that's going on, with the number of states that have already opened and will be opening, it would be a victory if we don't have a lot of new cases. And so I would expect new cases. So when I'm talking outbreak, I'm talking another mountain chart of both new cases and deaths, not just in one country, but globally. If that were to happen, it would just be really devastating. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't. But I'd also be honest and tell you I didn't think that something like this was possible to skip from the third world to the developed world. So pleased with the way that the market has responded from a standpoint of the March 23rd low and how it's recovered. My concerns really in the short term is as we reopen and then next flu season. So we're going to be very diligent in watching the risk of outbreak. There's several different websites, including the CDC's, that we use. I am in regular conversation with a couple different clients that have backgrounds that cause them to have much more expertise on the science side of this than me, and I really respect their wisdom and their understanding of some of the different information I get from these websites. If another outbreak is, in our view, likely and happening, then we probably would be forced to take some defensive measures, meaning moving equities to bonds or equities to cash or equities to gold. We've had those conversations with each of you. If you would like to have a follow-up discussion on any of this, just reach out to Sam, Dominic, or Rich via email or call. You have their information to schedule a time to chat. But I think the best case scenario would be that we see the Goldman Sachs research average happen, as well as on the economic side, Ms. Mester, the Fed Cleveland president, was quoted in the Wall Street Journal recently as talking about the second half of this calendar year. We expect to be able to see the economy start back up and then much progress next year. That would be the best case, that the markets and the economy do exactly that. If a worst case were to happen where we have another outbreak or outbreaks and the pharma isn't able to come through with the necessary drugs, then it's really very difficult to predict what the worst case would even be. And again, if you'd like to chat at all, email Sam, Rich, Dominic to schedule a time. We're here for you. We Don't know what to say in times like this that could make it any better, other than that we're doing our best. Our team's working diligently to protect your valuable assets, and we really do care about you. On a lighter note, as some of you know from conversations, my daughter Morgan got engaged over the Christmas holiday last year, and so there's always good and bad in life, and so for us, the real good during this period of quarantine is that her fiance Scotty and Morgan, who both are in college, have been able to be at our house quite a bit, and I've gotten to really know them and just really adore them as a couple. It's a blessing to watch them together. And their wedding is scheduled for August 1st, so we're hopeful that it will be more than just 9 people at the wedding. Signing off from St. Louis, thank you for your time.